I'm Fred Bronstein. I'm the Dean of the Peabody Institute, and it is a pleasure to welcome all of you here this evening. And I want to begin actually by congratulating the orchestra. You sound wonderful, so bravo to all of you. Yeah, go ahead. I also want to welcome families. This is family weekend at the Peabody, and that is always really very special, so welcome to all of the families that are with us. There are a lot of things that make this a festive occasion, and for that I want to we're going to salute one of our distinguished alumni, and to do that I want to bring out, welcome to the stage, Matt Rupcich, who's president of the Society of Peabody Alumni, and David Yaffe, who's vice president of the Johns Hopkins Alumni Association. Matt and David, if you can come out and join me, please. I also want to just briefly acknowledge, we have a couple of folks in the audience, Tracy Schutte and Elizabeth Burma, if you are here, and Robert Hertz also, I think you're out there someplace, all of you. They are hosting the Society of Peabody Alumni post-concert reception for everyone. That's going to be in the dining hall this evening, and you are all invited. So join us there after the concert. And now I'd like to ask our guest soloist this evening, and also our honoree, Zuill Bailey, to come out and join me here at the podium. Zuill. I'm going to read a citation, but before I do that, I want to mention something, and we had an important symposium here this past week that brought together arts leaders from around the country for a discussion right here on this stage about the future of classical music and how the artists that we train here at Peabody can and will make a difference, in many ways determine what the future for classical music will look like. And I have to say it was really a thought-provoking and provocative conversation. It was watched by hundreds of people, both here in the hall and also online in 31 countries. It was the subject of a piece on America Tonight and an op-ed piece in the Baltimore Sun. And I tell you this by way of the fact that I think in many ways our distinguished alumni awardee, Zuill Bailey, actually personifies precisely what we talked about in this symposium, including the importance of linking excellence with community connectivity, that the artist of the 21st century must be a great player and musician, but that's not the end point. That's really just the beginning. And they have to be able to connect and to articulate a personal artistic vision, to communicate that vision, to find their audience, to interact with the audience, to cultivate the audience through all means. And in a sense, it's a much more holistic and dynamic, interactive approach than ever before. And it's in that context that I want to read this citation to you. Citation for the Peabody Distinguished Alumni Award presented to Zuill Bailey, October 25th, 2014. Zuill Bailey, you have established yourself as a distinguished soloist, recitalist, artistic director, and teacher in the 20 years since you received your bachelor's degree from Peabody, where you studied with cello professor Stephen Katz. You were a success in the most traditional sense, a sought-after performing artist who regularly appears with highly esteemed orchestras in all 5 continents of the world. As an international recording artist, your works are both popular and critically acclaimed. Your CDs of the Bach cello suites and Benjamin Britten's Cello Symphony and Sonata both soared to the #1 spot on the classical Billboard charts. As a recipient of the Classical Recording Foundation Award for 2006 and 2007, you recorded Beethoven's complete works for cello and piano. Gramophone magazine describes your recording of the Dvorak Cello Concerto as the new reference recording and one that, quote, sweeps the board. It is listed in the Penguin Guide as one of the top 1,000 classical recordings of all time. In celebration of your recordings and appearances, Calmus Music Masters has released Zuill Bailey Performance Editions, which encompasses the core repertoire of cello literature. Your playing has been heard on NPR, the BBC, Sirius XM satellite radio, and seen on NBC, A&E, NHK TV in Japan, and in a live broadcast from Tel Aviv performing Beethoven's Triple Concerto with the Israeli Philharmonic Yitzhak Perlman conductor. You've also been featured on HBO in your recurring role on the popular television show, Oz. Paralleling your performance schedule, you consistently share your knowledge and love of music with students and communities across the country. Your commitment to excellence in education has resulted in musical outreach to tens of thousands of students, making music accessible to all. This dedication has provided inspiration and musical training from grade school to master classes at the university level, including your alma mater, the Peabody Institute. You are a professor of cello at the University of Texas at El Paso, artistic director of El Paso Pro Musica, the Northwest Bach Festival in Washington State, the Sitka Summer Music Festival in Alaska, and guest artistic director of the Mesa Arts Center in Arizona. Zuill Bailey, you have exemplified the Johns Hopkins tradition of excellence, bringing credit to the university by your outstanding personal accomplishments, professional achievements, and humanitarian generosity to the world of music. For this, the Johns Hopkins University Alumni Association confers upon you the Distinguished Alumni Award. Congratulations.
Every day on the road, when I'm doing this mission of music, I draw from where I came from. And first and foremost, I come from amazing parents that gave me the support and strength to then come to Peabody and find myself as a musician, to then find myself finding my direction to try to make a difference in music and the world. And I think where you come from is who you are. And I couldn't be prouder to be an alumnus of Peabody and my other.
It's okay.
That was awful. Awful. You have no idea. When people ask me where I come from, I don't tell them the other word. I come from Peabody Conservatory, and so does my mother, and so does my sister, so that goes even deeper than that. And I come from an amazing family that, again, that I hope to share this kind of joy and strength from this institution for the next 20 or 30 years. Thank you very much. Thank you.